Well, welcome into the Mark Humble Show. So glad you're joining us on this Friday night or whenever you might be listening to Friday afternoon. We put this up on Friday morning so people have all day to listen to the show, share it with their friends, and get ready for the ball game. And of course, Mark is joining us. And Mark, you had the bye week last week, got a chance to heal some kids up, go through some drills. Tell us what you did.
We just went back and gave the kids a little bit of a rest, but then we got to work, had, 3 highly intense practices, focusing on fundamentals and technique, and also spent a little more time looking at our lower levels, our JV, our freshmen, let them scrimmage a little bit and let them get a little more extra work during that time. So it was a productive week. It was by no means an off week. We want to continue to play well on all levels and all teams. And so really pleased of the work we got done last week and kind of where we stand going into this week.
And earlier this week, got a chance to go out and check out some of the junior high games and their finals.
Yeah. So, had the championship games and got to host Nolan 8th grade here at Harker Heights, and a really exciting game, and they ended up pulling out last second walk-off win, and most importantly got to see your brother Coach Hull end in a dramatic win in fashion for his last game. And so super proud of what he's done there. He's been a big symbol in the community, coached a long time, impacted a lot of kids, did a great job opening that brand new middle school over there, and did a phenomenal job. I mean, those numbers over there have grown, and they have really good players. And so it was really a cool thing, and it was cool to be able to celebrate him at the end.
Yeah, and I know he appreciated you being there, and the kids appreciated you being there, and seeing the high school coach there.
Yeah, it was
really
great end to the middle school season, especially for those 8th graders.
Yeah, it was a touchdown in the very last play of the game into the end zone. It was unbelievable. So I've got the videotape on Facebook if you want to go check it out, folks. But I tell you what, you didn't have time to rest. You were looking at those Shoemaker Gray Wolves. I know you scouted them last week in their game, and you got to take a look at them for a little bit. They're a pretty good little team.
Yeah, unbelievable talent, state championship talent. Reminds me of the state championship teams I've played on, coached against. You talk about the triple threat, and they've got triple threats or more on each side of the ball. Offensively, they just don't have one quarterback; they have 2 quarterbacks, and it's pretty much like playing Lamar Jackson or Shadur Sanders. And then they have number 3, Debo Samuel. They get the ball to him; he can do anything. He can run it, he can catch it, he can play wildcat. Unbelievable. And then they got a big tight end and an unbelievable receiver in 13. So they are dangerous, and they're playing really well. Defensively, the same thing. Got an unbelievable defensive tackle, number 55. Inside linebacker, number 33, is playing at a high level. Their back end looks like a college back end. I mean, and they play everywhere and can play anywhere. And so we're going to have to be on top of it in every phase, and they're playing really well. And like you want to be doing as a playoff team, you want to be peaking. So we've got to be on our P's and Q's and going into this game in all phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And even special teams, every kick is scary. They've got guys that can take it the distance in a blink of an eye. And anytime you're doing any phase of the kicking game, they got dudes that can go, and they've got great schemes. And so it'll be a really good game in Game 9 going in, and just like a playoff game. So
you're playing very well offensively against most teams. So I think this. I don't know if y'all going to either break the scoreboard or it's going to be a 7-7 tie going into overtime. I'm trying to figure it out right now. I'm thinking more break the scoreboard.
Yeah, our offense gets a lot of pub, but our defense has gotten better and better and playing at a high level, and I think our special teams gets overlooked. It's a big part of the game, and so you wrap that all into one. We're playing good team football, and we've got to continue to play good team football going into Game 9, Game 10, and the playoffs, because every opponent is big time from here on out.
Hey, how do you keep the kids from looking ahead? They see that somebody put an X beside your name on the thing and said that, you've qualified for the playoffs. So how do you keep that out of their heads and say, hey, we still got to keep going game by game and get better and better and better? Just that don't mean nothing until we get into that game.
Dan, here at Harker Heights, we're everyone's Super Bowl. Everyone gets up for us, and we're going to get everyone's best shot. And when our kids know that and they're coached that way, they're prepared. And again, like we've said, week in and week out, it's a nameless, faceless opponent. It's really about Harker Heights. If Harker Heights can play Harker Heights football and not beat Harker Heights, we'll be in great shape and we'll be in every ball game. And so that's kind of how we keep our kids focused and going forward. It's tough. There's a lot of outside influence, a lot of people, and game of the week, this and that. But all that matters is what takes place for 4 quarters inside those white lines.
Yeah, it's going to keep their heads on straight. You're doing a good job at that. Because you've been there before, and so you can kind of tell the kids. And your coaching staff has been there before, so.
Well, yeah, our kids are prepared, and our coaches do a great job, all the way down from our individual position groups up to our unit, to our team. Our coordinators do a great job of keeping things on track and come up with phenomenal game plans. And so we're going to need every bit of it this week. They've got an unbelievable team and well coached, and like I've said, they're peaking at the right time and playing at a high level.
Yeah, and your auxiliaries are going to be there, and they're going to have that whole visitor side packed.
Well,
it's going to be packed full of Harker Heights night.
Yeah. Both sides will be packed. They have a great following. They have a great fan base. We have a great following. Have a great fan base.
Ooh,
and so, no better way to play and then to represent Killeen ISD and put 2 great products out there to play on Friday night in 6A Texas high school football.
Yeah, and the weather's going to be maybe a little cooler.
Oh, yeah, it's that time. It's playoff weather, and we talk about around here, and so it gets a little bit cooler, gets a little more like fall Texas style, but the big thing is it turns into playoff weather, so excited about that, but just looking forward to the opportunity again to play on Friday night and see if we can continue to rise.
I know the ninth court is ready, the fans will be there, the players are ready to go. Give me that locker room talk before we head out on the field, buddy.
Oh, there's no locker room talk for this one. Talking doesn't last very long. Motivation doesn't last very long. If you can't get motivated for this game, then you're probably not living or breathing. And it's the same side for them over there. So there's not going to be anything that I'm going to say that's going to help us Friday night before we go out there. We're either going to be prepared or we're not, and we're either going to play at a high level or not. But we're doing all the right things to give us a great opportunity.
Well, swords up, baby.
Swords up. Appreciate you, Dan. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you Friday night. Go Knights, rep the shield.